But look, the fact of the matter is, you go into Dust 2, Endpoint have a 12-7 lead. They completely blow it. We go to OT. We see Smash winning all 4 rounds in OT to take it 19-15. Looking at Overpass, yes, look, it's not a great map for Smash, but we did see a great performance from them. Maybe it was a little bit difficult against the Fate lineup, but at the same time, Jay, you got to be thinking that all the pointers are pointing towards this X-Smash lineup of getting the 2-0 here tonight.
Yeah, man, I'm just not a fan of Endpoint's performance. I'm not a fan of the choke. It just was not a fun time to be an Endpoint fan.
Yeah.
And I can tell that from first-hand experience. So the pistol round coming in for the T side. They need a brilliant start here if Endpoint want to try and change the momentum. And they have the utility on Grux and Disco to try and shut that down. Mighty Max has got the smoke and flashbang for him. I think he's already used that first flash a little bit earlier on here. It's default pistols across the board and Endpoint going for mid control.
And I'll tell you what, no contact has really been made at all at the moment. So X-Smash, a little bit of a heavy setup over towards the B bomb side. Only having a single play here at A of Safe. There is a quick rotator up from Con, or from Heaven position, I should say. The contact has certainly been made, and Safe going to play a little bit more passive and allow the retakes to come through. So this is going to be what looks to be a 5-on-5 retake for the CTs.
Backing up here for the USPs and try to look for their picks against the Endpoint side. And as you say, very safe retake style. They have the kit on Disco. Still plenty of utility between him and Grux. Nothing of the sort for Endpoint. The flashes come forward. Taps up from the Glocks doing damage. No kills. Finally, Thomas gets one and Crucial gets another. Grux can respond. Turn it back around towards Thomas. He gets his double kill. Surreal chimes in of his own right. And Bubbles left alone. 1 versus 4. Desperately trying to tap through and get these players down. But you can only find that first pick. No info on the next 2 T-side players. And it will be Thomas with his 3K to close things out. To open things up, I should say, for Endpoint.
My goodness, there must have been about 60 Glock bullets towards Bank. There were so many taps of the Glocks. And look, it wasn't the cleanest of pistol rounds coming out from Endpoint, but they're able to find the conversion. And in the end, Smash, they are going to lose the pistol round, but the Force Buy is going to come through. And I tell you what, Jay, we have seen some scary things for Smash on these kind of rounds.
Yeah, their pistols have been deadly. Saw that several times in that last series. I think we may have seen it once or twice in that last map as well. Thomas, the man that opened things up, taking up to 20 HP, does take out Shocks to kick things off. And Hubble will hold his own. Disco's going to push up aggressive here towards Underpass, get information out. Crucial going to drop in and get the pick of his own. So damage being sustained by Endpoint. No kills against their line so far, but a couple of close calls.
Yeah, there are a couple. But they've slowed it right down, Endpoint. They've taken control out through Connector now. And a lot of presence out through short. So this should just be a simple walk into the B bomb site. There's still a lot of utility to work with. And X-Smash, you can't really expect them too much. And they gambling to A. I think that's what the play is. They're over-rotating. Yeah, this is a gamble stack to A.
I'm not sure what prompted that out. That smoke towards the bathroom seems like it wouldn't have been. Flashbang is being sent over though, and they'll make their way in towards the B-bomb site quickly. On the T side, the plant should be secured. And at this point, X-Smash's best bet is to save their Kevlar, save that scout. Concede one back to Endpoint, go for the full eco with a slight little upgrade at the end of it. Makes a whole lot of sense to me at this stage. So 2-0 on the start for the Brits, and that's kind of how Dust 2 went down. It was always in the latter part of the first half in the mid-game where things started going off the rails. So that pistol conversion going well enough, all 5 players staying alive, building up the economy that they're going to probably need to dip into at one point or another here in this matchup. But a solid start at the very least on the T side.
Yeah, I mean, what is kind of a little bit unfortunate is the fact that out of the 2 kills that they find in this round, that only one of them is from the MAC-10. So in terms of farming up with the SMGs, they haven't really been able to do a lot, but they do keep 5 players alive, which is always very healthy for the economy. And for Smash, probably won't see too much of an investment, maybe a P250 or a little bit of utility to back up what was saved in from the previous round. But now, this is really where the MAC-10s can come into their own, because there's still 2 in the playing field of Mighty Max and Robin J.
Still plenty to be working with here, of course, the Endpoint side. The MAC-10s in particular will just put your bonus weapons into this round and the next, so they can get any kills out of these guns, and that'll just be, you know, mission successful for Endpoint. Because it will be those weapons that play through first. And, of course, Max leading the charge over in the long position. We've got Robin playing close out the connector and mid areas. his way up from the stairs now, trying to back up his teammates for the split into the A bomb site.
Now, Safe is here with the scout at least over at A. A bit of a heavy stack actually coming out from the CT so far. 3 players up here from A with a boost up through connector. So I tell you what, if Endpoint end up going back into connector to the B bomb site, that could be deadly.
Oh, good shot to the head. Safe looking for the next player around the flower pot areas. It's a 1-for-1 trade. A good effort from X-Smash to keep them at bay. Molotov down, and now further Molotovs will get set up here for the T's. They have backed off, going to try to sell the idea of potentially a silent fake. The USP is Shock standing by in the back lines. A lot of work for him to be done here, and he'll take some damage on towards Robin and Thomas, but not much in the grand scale of things. Grux gets 1 pick, Robin will trade him right back. 3-on-2 situation. They can get 1 more kill out of this round, and I think it will be success from the CT's forces. Hopefully Mike Match can pick up the AK that Crucial dropped.
And just trying to hold them CTs back, making sure that they can't push any forward into the bomb site. Actually, a bit of a gap in that stair smoke. It allows Robin to just have a look on the edge of it, Jay. 4 kills. He's on for the ace at this point. Might get it too.
So far, so good. If he does drop, though, then that would mean a little bit of weaponry lost in this case. And actually, yeah, Safe does get his scout shot against the man. So Robin's sticking about a bit too long and trying to hunt down for that ace. The scout not able to get Surreal next, so they'll get that much at the very expense. But, you know, again, X-Smash not too worried about what they're going to lose. They're mostly concerned about what they're going to gain here. 3-0 on the start. Endpoint now up against the Rifles of the CT side.
And this is really where we should see a little bit more confidence coming out from X-Smash, at least in maybe trying to see if they can find an opener. The one thing especially we saw from them against Fate was how much map control they were taking around that short position on the city side. Let's see if they opt to go for the same. And look, there it is, exactly the same. The NWP doesn't strike onto the first, but the trade is there.
3 players stacked in versus 1 facer from the T side. I mean, the Molotov going to stop that in its own tracks, and Shox will drop the bomb out in the open. Max.
Oh, that makes it difficult.
Fate did the same thing against X-Smash earlier on in their series on Overpass. And now Endpoint may look to play the same sort of price. 4 versus 3 situation is... And now push up aggressive and try and ensure this bomb does not sit in the favor of the Endpoint side. Make sure it sits only with the CT forces.
I don't know how Endpoint could bring this back. It's a man disadvantage. They got to try and pick up the bomb as well. Good shot coming out from Bubble with the AWP. Picked up from his teammate. Looking in for a little bit more. And I'll tell you what, Bubble in the secondary AWP position have quite a bit of impact going into Dust 2. And he's been able to at least find a couple of kills on Overpass so far. But crucial, Jay. 1 versus 3. It's going to be a difficult clutch.
Yeah, saying the least in that one. Not going to be easy at all. Bomb dropped out. And Crucial will start to peek in, look to the right-hand side. Does get shocked for 1 kill. Not against Grux, though. Good effort wasted.
Double orbs.
Yeah, 2 big green guns on the CT side. You can see a quick replay of how well that round went, but again, it kind of was dropped from the moment that bomb was dropped out in CT favor. And I don't know how they managed to let the player with the bomb push out so aggressive.
Yeah, no, that's a big mistake from Endpoint to have the bomb so aggressive out through Monster that it just gets dropped into the open. I mean, even the buyback from Endpoint's not one of the strongest. Fast play into bathrooms. Actually smoke off both bathrooms and divider. Disco Doppler is going to hear a lot of footsteps, though.
Information could be pretty pivotal for his team. If he can get anything out of this one, this would be great. He evades the boost as well. Can he capitalize on it? Punish him? Yes, he can! Not quite turning to the 3rd. But Crucial with that trade frag keeps things at the advantage for the X-Smash squad. The AWP is safe, looks to put even more heart on the T side.
No, so far so good from the hold from X-Smash over at the A-bomb site. Only losing a single player, but they find 3 kills in the making. And really, it comes down to whether they can find any entries. Thomas is out through long at the moment. He needs to deal with the truck player of Grux.
M4 trying to flash back out position, seeing the 2 players as they make their way in safe with another good AWP pick, and Grux closes it down all the same. X-Smash. And Endpoint to just drop like flies, I feel like, in that one. Again, Disco Doppler was the main man of the start. With those 2 kills, I mean... There, again, it seems like those first few plays is what really turns the rounds to the favor of Smash.
And I think that's what we're going to probably expect, Jay, in at least the first half of Overpass. A lot of individual plays and get information and to find some opening picks. And this is an opportunity, especially with a good lead, to come out for the Endpoint side, that X-Smash are probably going to tie us up at 3 apiece now, considering the fact that even with this eco round, there's not too much of an upgrade.
Yeah, I mean, this is an eco for all intents and purposes. I mean, there's not really much else that you can take away from that when it comes to Endpoint. Safe will get his pick on Surreal. Something to be found for the AWP side of things. Towards that long control, however, it's only one player being spotted. Endpoint should, for the most part, just peek in and get shut down as time goes on. Up a bubble. Also looking for his piece of the pie, but Endpoint going to execute in the last couple of seconds here on the B site. Shocks takes out Thomas. 5 on 3. And these pistols, well, they will flash their way in, do some damage, but Shocks will take the kill regardless. Look for the second man of Mighty Max. Mighty Max will find a trade, but the AWP bubble leaves crucial as a dead man. Mighty Max, last man standing.
How much more can you realistically find, considering all the players are quick here to the B bomb site? In the end, it will be a relatively easy cleanup. X-Smash being able to pick up a couple of those upgraded pistols as well. And 3-3. The big thing that Endpoint need to be looking at now, Jay, is how can they deal with this double AWP setup? Because for X-Smash, the economy is starting to build, and from what we've seen from them on Dust 2, they like to go for this setup.
Been effective for them so far. Wonder if it'll be the same. Endpoint, of course, going to try to challenge that. Look at the boost up from the AWP. Look at the information he can gain. Doesn't see anything towards that squeaky door, though, and in connector, no one is going to end up falling. It is short control coming out from Endpoint as they once again look to lean towards the B side, but then needs to respond, and Grux does get his headshot again up in heaven. Max on the railing getting taken out for his aggressive plays. Surreal will enter into the short position. The M4A1S, the Shocks does get taken out. Good kill back from Grux to a 3 versus 3, trying to tap to 2. As Robin gets forced to fall back, the Incendiary also comes in and Grux is forced away from the heaven entrance. The plant will come through, it'll be a 3v3 retake.
And there's a lot of utility, though, on the CT side to try and get that retake through, and kits as well. Robin's picked up the AWP, so he's got a long sightline to work with, either through Graffiti or Heaven. And X-Smash, they're slowing it right down, Jay.
AWP in from Heaven, trying to find its way up for the X-Smash side. Burst in from Thomas. Robin gets a kill as well. And Disco will find himself a good pick. The jump onto the railing, get towards the site, but not enough time and not enough breathing room. Endpoint will be able to secure the lead and keep it in their favor for the moment. X-Smash, however, doing a lot of catching up, and again, will only be within 1. Will they go for a buy? Yes, they will, actually. Safe for this AWP. M4 picked up by Grux. A couple of players are going to struggle in this one, and they're actually going to prioritize a double AWP setup out of this.
Yeah, I like this coming out from X-Smash, even though that they kind of, I mean, they lost that last round. I think prioritizing the double AWP setup is a good option for them. Endpoint. Last round putting a lot of presence over towards B. This time around over towards Playground and Connector. Now, Safe at the moment hasn't seen any information. Finally, I think he just saw a shoulder of Robin. Oh, that flashbang's perfect. And this is now a 5-on-3 advantage, and they don't even know that the double AWP is out.
Make it look so simple against the likes of Endpoint. As you mentioned, not even info that the snipers are in. AWP standing by, and a good pick from Safe will now reveal his hand. Surreal. A dead man. Mighty Max and Robin, the last 2 players left in towards that mid position. The smokes will go out.
That's a
the birthday party area. Was it? I didn't quite catch where it landed.
It was like on top of the roof of bathrooms. I'm not sure how that ended up going, but Mighty Max unfortunately missing that smoke. But it won't make too much of a difference. They have been able to walk at least close to the bomb site, but Grux has been able to spot it out.
He knows what's going on here. Should be able to breathe. This is going to be a mid play to A. And the backstabbing coming in from Safe. Will try to look for his kills. Doesn't quite land his shot. So the AWP and the AK cannot get access to the site, and they do get a kill on Grux. So a plant can be secured here. But the 4 versus 2 is the main concern. The USP could take out Robin, and indeed it does from Disco. Even taps up towards Mighty Max. So he takes out his AWP and is unable to cock it before he can fire.
They've got 3 AWPs.
Yeah, 3 AWPs for X Smash. I mean, this is I don't know this being a map being particularly viable for the triple AWP setup, but it's what X Smash are going to go for, and they're going to force Endpoint to take a timeout, a very rare timeout. They didn't take many of those over on Dust 2, and here they are on Overpass, already calling one out in round 9.
Honestly, they had the opportunity of picking up another rifle rather than the triple AWP setup. I don't know if that was kind of like miscommunicated on who picked up the AWP or not, but you don't see this very often. It is very uncommon to see a triple AWP setup coming out on the city side of Overpass. I mean, you can understand that, well, they picked it up so they didn't have to invest anything, but they know in the economy game, they're up against a half buy going into the next, and the last thing that you want is a lot of AWPs up against a round with Deagles and Tech 9s, because a lot of the time, they're quick and they're fast, and they can catch the AWPs off guard.
Half buy back for the Endpoint side. There's not much they can really do for this one. I mean, they kind of have to concede this point. Doing a very fast play out from Connector in the underpass position. Will try and make their way in towards mid and bathrooms and try and fight from there. Lurking in the midst of the smoke and trying to go into the long position. Disco holding on. Jump facing up at the APC position. Safe will be also looking onto the bathrooms area. A minute to go. Endpoint making a lot of noise, but not taking any contact just yet.
Finally, a little bit of an establishment coming out. Not too much damage done to the T side. What a swing coming out from Robin with the Tech 9.
Big frag to find for the Endpoint side. Can they make their way into the A side, get the plant down? Disco's missing a crucial shot. Safe, however, on the other hand, is not. Disco eventually gets taken out to a 3-on-3. P250 up close. Surreal, blinded, still gets his secondary kill. Grox turns around. It's all left to Shocks with the 3rd AWP in play. Gonna have to use the Deagle for this close quarters combat. Is unable to frag off against Mighty Max. So Endpoint will have the lead once again on the T side. A very awkward half buy as well, but it does work out for the Endpoint Brits.
And that's why you don't have 3 AWPs against a half buy. I mean, honestly, if they had rifles up on that A bomb site, they'd probably mop it up completely. They had double AWP and then that single AK bubble. And you saw those AWPs. It's once it gets into those close quarter engagements is when it all falls apart. And Endpoint, that is an absolute gift to be able to win out that last round, Joe.
Next Smash, they're the ones on the eco this time. No half buy. Just Eagles out on 3, USP's out. The good entry from Disco Doppler does not go well for him of his own right. They'll do some damage to Max and to Robin, but upgrade pistol's taken out. USP for Bubble will make his way in towards that mid position. Down through Connector. We'll grab a Deagle to work with, but any exit frags is really what X Smash will be looking for.
Yeah, and Endpoint so far off to a pretty good stance in the early stages of Overpass. Being able to hold on to a 6-4 scoreline. But again, it's kind of flashbacks to what we saw on Dust 2, is it's always seems to be an early lead for Endpoint. And then X Smash just bring it right back. So keep an eye out for them. And they get a single kill on the eco round. So all in all, Endpoint, they deal with the upgraded pistols relatively well. Bubble will be able to hold on to that Deagle going into the next round. Now, the money line is a bit skewed. And Disco Doppler has hardly anything.
They're still going to force the buy here. I mean, this did work out for X Smash. They had a double AWP setup, though, and they were able to play pretty decent guerrilla tactics. I don't know if Endpoint will let them do the same thing here. M4 for Mighty Max, but other than that, the basic set of the AWPs and the AKs for the Ts. The underpass and connector control is where Mighty Max will try play for here alongside Robin. The squeaky door will open up, they'll check short. Good timing on the flashbang, but Bubble is going to get forced back. Not enough breathing room, unable to peek up, get the kill. The AK is Surreal, looking for a pick towards long. Nothing will show its face, though. X Smash being very careful about how they play the aggression.
Grux is extremely aggressive out through long at the moment. Boost coming up for Bubble. Doesn't see any information for the meanwhile out through short. And it looks like Robin's in position to boost the teammate up, but there's no one near him at the moment. So he might just try and sell a bit of a solo play, but that's an opening opportunity for Smash. The M4 being able to connect onto the first.
Yeah, Robin had no info on that boost player. Unable to get much off against him. I mean, he's on 34 HP, so he's damaged, but the opening frag has gone the way of X-Smash, and Endpoint will look towards the A play into the mid position where they've established a lot of presence, especially pushed up to that flower pot area on Max. And Grux holding in the bathrooms. Are they going to check this? They've had a notorious position in not checking corners. That's 2 players to get spotted. 1 gets shut down. Crucial forced out of the bathrooms. Backstab also incoming from Bubble. Disco gets a Deagle shot. Surreal gets a kill to return. And now he doubles up for a double kill as he enters out the long position. The bomb has been dropped. Crucial's got to swing in, pick up this bomb, get the plant down. Bubble to take out Surreal next. It's all left to Crucial. 1 on 2. Plant on the truck, safe, close at the right-hand side. And Crucial might look to challenge this man with the AWP, but 1 missed shot's not going to be enough. He connects the flick back to a 2K. On for the 3rd, but not looking at the right place. In towards the mid-position, Bubble will make his way up, wait for the Molotov to burn, and get the defuse for X-Smash's 5th.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that's a good reposition coming out from Bubble. We saw that he was able to find that kill out through long, and then relocating out to the bathrooms area. And in the end there, Crucial just scoped in at the wrong area at the wrong time, and it will be a defuse to come through for Bubble. The in-game leader having a very impactful round, 3 kills to name. Now, the money line has been very good from Endpoint. They've been able to build quite a bank at the moment, so there'll be no problem in being able to invest yet another round. X-Smash, how many rounds can they realistically convert on the CT side? They do have the AWP in play, at least Bubble saving onto that at the end of the last round. A couple of FAMASas and an MP9. The buy's not great for the CT side.
It's very, very lackluster, all things considered. And 2 FAMASas, lack utility SMG, in fact, for Shocks.
Ooh.
And Thomas will take out safe to start. That's one of the big weapons that they need to stay in play and do some damage with. So already X-Smash are being forced back. Rest on their laurels. And Endpoint have the monster control, which they will start to walk out of into the B bomb site. Thomas looking for a man over at Bridge. Bubble's got this M4 on lock, hoping to catch someone making their way at Molotovs. Will try to force anyone out of the toxic barrels, but Shocks will end up falling. A 5-on-3 situation, favorable, of course, to the Endpoint side. Bubble tries to change that, but he doesn't go far with that own. The spraying from Disco will do damage, not get any kills though.
And I tell you what, this has completely reset the money line for X-Smash. 1 versus 4 for Grux. Probably just going for the save is the best option. This T-side's actually looking pretty impressive coming out from Endpoint. 4 players staying alive, at least for the meanwhile. Now, there is a HE for Grux. If he times it right, could certainly take down Crucial. And probably just going to be another eco up for the CTs.
Money starting to really look deficited here by the X-Smash side.
Yeah. You know what? They're on double eco, actually. They'll probably have to force this. They won't be able to buy next round.
No, $1,900, so that means I probably could save and go for another one off the back of that. Never mind.
What's that, Jane?
Okay, I see, sorry. The money was confusing me because several players had $1,900 exactly, so I assume they just bought down to 0 and then had $1,900 from the second round loss bonus. That means the third one would have ticked over. That's my bad. That's CSGO messing with me. But no, you're right. Single round loss bonus, they are on double eco status, so this is the first round of that eco. So a force buy will come through. Deagle's in for 3, CZ for safe. And of course the FAMAS out for Grux. But against the full-blown set of AKs and AWPs, the nade stacks in position to try force them off angles. They have read the wrong boost though, so no early kills or damage coming in for Endpoint.
I'll tell you what, this T side from Endpoint, it's had a couple of struggles, but overwhelming the Smash lineup to say the least. We've seen the aggression come out from Connector before from Safe, and he's going to try and go for an individual play. Now, unfortunately, even with getting this information, it's not going to offer him a lot because they've still got a stack over at the B bomb site. you know what? They could force the rotate up to A and look at the rotate. It's starting to come in. Disco Doppelin has to slow this down now.
Robin, headshot, Disco dead. 5-on-4 situation as Grux makes his way back behind the truck position, and Safe will try go for a backstab.
Ooh.
All their backs are turned towards him, though. If he gets overzealous, he may drop the ghost before he come in doing anything. The majority of his players out here seeing Crucial. His back's turned. CZ gets a kill. Turns around to the second player, also on the site. Thomas can't deal with him, and Surreal will get bubble next. So potential in that backstab. It would have been very unlikely with the firepower differential. And in the end, the pistols will end up falling to the rifles. Simple stuff. Shocks at a 1 versus 4. And this will be 8 on the board for Endpoint. They're going to win the half once again against X Smash. But they're still pretty close for the CT side. I think they might have to go, obviously, for one more eco, and they can go 9-6. But 9-6, they managed to win off the back of that in Dust 2, so it's not the worst situation in the world.
And X Smash always got something up the back of their sleeves, and I'm sure we're going to start to see that come out in the second half. But honestly, this could be double digits, a 10th round going the way of Endpoint at the end of this first half, considering the fact that it's a complete save, no upgrades whatsoever. The best thing that X Smash can hope for, Jay, is just one or two picks. That's the best thing.
Ooh, did Crucial get a kill out? I think he may have just done.
Yeah. Not bad.
Well, anti-eco frag, so don't take too much away from it. Endpoint expected to win this 9th round. They're looking to get it pretty confidently as well. Shocks left alone here towards the B-bomb site. They can go wherever they want here, Endpoint. It is a simple affair. Looking into the 15th round is the main concern, I think, for the X-Smash side again. To get that 6th and try and turn things back to a decent stance over in the second half.
Endpoint. An opportunity for them as well, Jay, to kind of look at the back of the end of Dust 2 and say, you know, guys, like, what happened there? Like, let's just forget about it. You know, we probably should have been able to win that game. We choked. Let's just look forward into this series. And I tell you what, they've been able to show some great presence up into this first half so far. Shocks with his USP. Trying to tap away onto Mighty Max, but in the end, it is going to be 5 players staying alive. So Endpoint, happy days for them, Jay.
Happy for now. Again.
That's true.
Highlight what's happened in the last 2 maps in which they've had significant leads above the opposition. And 10-5 was one of those maps in which they choked it. So if Endpoint get this final round of the half, it's no guarantee of anything on this T side. And we'll go into the defaults here. X Smash being forced back to passive positions, and Shocks will get that first pick. AUG for Disco going to try and hold on to a kill, but no, Surreal and Crucial will get the next 2 frags in the mid position. So 4-on-3 situation, Endpoint in full control, walking up to the A-bomb site. And Grux will get Surreal for a decent frag. A 3-on-3 situation at the moment here.
And that was actually really surprising. We saw a triple man setup coming out and through connector for X Smash, and it gets picked apart completely. And they've slowed it right down. They do have the long presence that comes out from Crucial. Safe is in a position where he can lock out any kind of a rotate through con over to the B bomb site. How do they deal with the bank player? The shot not going to be hit coming out from Crucial, and that is important information now going the way of the CT side.
X Smash also gaining a man advantage here above Endpoint. 2 AKs to deal with the AWP. Probably shouldn't get picked up, I don't think. M4A1S. Shocks to keep a hold of the B-bomb site as Grux holds down into the A site. They're going to leave Safe in the mid position, expecting there to be long controllers. Grux falls back. He's going to wait passive and pop his head up to try and take the players down at default. They're going to wrap around towards the B-bomb site. Endpoint could play this really awkwardly, but they haven't got time for this. Molotov down, Safe. If he swings on the bomb planter right now, going to play very carefully around this one. Robin's going to swing, and Robin gets the pick back to 2 versus 2.
Oh, that's such an important pick coming out from Robin, and Thomas going to chime into the action as well. Shock's the last one left. Oh my goodness, I can't believe they win that 2 versus 3. Considering the fact that there was a player on towards that A bomb site completely unknown. What a half coming out from Endpoint, and what a statement after losing that first map.
Well, big winners in the server and potentially big winners in the stream. Of course, you can get involved here in Home Sweet Home by participating in our Skin Baron giveaway. Currently giving away €10 vouchers for 10 lucky winners and a single Bayonet Damascus Steel Factory New, alongside a single M4A1S Player 2, also in Factory New. You can go to twitter.com/theesportsbible. Go ahead and check out the pinned tweets for all information on that and how to enter. And hopefully being with a chance to win some 6 skins or otherwise. It is a pistol round. Endpoint. 10-5. Will they be able to secure this pistol? I mean, that's the key thing, right? If they don't, then they're on severe choke point because of how much X-Smash have put on the pressure, how little Endpoint have been able to hold off on their own whenever they get put on the back foot. It's crucial. Robin, Surreal here in connector. 3 players to do. We've got to get these headshots quick, and they're not going to quite land them. Safe with 2 picks. Shox turns around. Grox gets the kill on Crucial. It's a 4v2 disaster in the mid position now as they make their way up. Flashbangers against Thomas, desperately looking for heads. It's not going to happen. Mighty Max left alone.
Oh, great pistol shots coming out for the T side, and Mighty Max so much to do with the kit on his back. And I don't know if he got jumped. Oh, he got spotted with the jump spot, but in the end, it's dealt with relatively easily. And for Endpoint, they got the double digits at the end of that first half, but I mean, they probably were in the best position to deal with that pistol round. There was 3 players for Endpoint in through connector, but the Glocks, we saw some beautiful entries from them.
And that's the worst start for Endpoint right now in the second half. The Deagles are out.
Yeah, they do have the force bar to work with.
Spoken so much about how well these guys have played with pistols, but I think Endpoint have been a little bit lackluster in their series. And X-Smash was so great with it in the last series. I mean, they haven't been as prominent with it either in this one, but Endpoint. The Eagles out and passive and hoping they can get those headshots on the X-Smash side. They'll concede the majority of the map control to the T's instead.
One thing, if you're Endpoint, you're going to get really scared about is how sharp Grux is on the T side. And I know it's only been a couple of rounds so far, but we're starting to see him really come alive, and it'd be a great element for X-Smash to work with if they can just fire up Grux to just entry everywhere. There are still 2 players here over at the B-bomb site. Deagles to work with, and now a 3rd player of Crucial with a Deagle and a Scout to work with.
Smokes down, Scout's up, deal out from Surreal, gets down 1. Scout return to try to do some damage towards Crucial. Thomas gets 2 picks, Disco trades, Surreal gets his AK in play. 3 great kills from him, and Endpoint. I had my doubts, I'm proven wrong. 11 on the board of the CT side.
Oh my goodness, what a hold coming out from so many players over at that B-bomb site. Surreal in the end. Lovely stuff indeed, chiming together with Thomas, and now X-Smash, they're forced onto the force bar. They got no other option. Double eco status for them. 3 AKs up for Endpoint. That is certainly going to put a smile on their dial.
So much firepower. So much potential. And a way to return off the back of the pistol and everything. Now again, they could have easily choked him here and got us back to 10-10, but not to be. Not to be in this case. We'll be forced by back, of course, from the T-side forces, as you would expect from here. And mid-control being established by X-Smash. As Disco starts things off. Surreal and Mighty Max are tagged up here. It's time to be a little bit concerned. Crucial wrap back up on the backstab. The bomb's yet to commit to a site just right now.
Well, here's the thing, right? We've seen an aggression coming out from Crucial, but what does he really find with this? Maybe a backstab play to the long players, but if that can get traded for a 1-for-1, he's going to wait, though. He's going to wait.
He'll get the first, just about get the second with the AK. So disaster evaded by the CT forces. They've still got 2 players in mid, including that bomb, and Bubbles on his counter backstab towards that long position is safe. Takes out Crucial. 3 versus 3 now. The bomb plant can be secured here to the default position. And now Thomas, first responder, to try and get us into a retake. Mighty Max is there with the SMG. But again, him and Surreal are really, really low. The 2 players on A site, Robin and Crucial, were the guys with high HP. So Thomas needs to be the main man, and he's been very quiet over the course of this map. The M4 makes his way in. The SMG starts things off to get first. And Shox will back things off. Flashbangers against him in the mid position. The scout out, not getting its shot. Mighty Max is going to hit on bubble and get Shox next. Safe with the AK. Staying safe and staying passive here towards long. Gets the real next. Got to swing in. The flashbang keeps him blind. Taps continue. And Mighty Max gets the USP kill. Thomas is going to be down to the wire for this defuse. Oh. He's just got it within its split seconds of its explosion. Endpoint will have a 12.
Oh my goodness, those rotates were so slow from the B bomb site. Crucial, he's able to, he spots 2 players, he kills 2 players at long, he gets traded as well. But the rotates were so slow, and I'll tell you what, that was just a split-second defuse in the end. X-Smash so close to being able to convert that force bite. And now it's just going to be a couple of upgrades. An opportunity now for Endpoint to really claw the economy. There shouldn't be too many players going down, and I say that, and already they've lost an opener.
Has kind of seemed a see the predictable sort of statement here with the pistols able to rack the opening frag. But if this eco somehow manages to take down every player with Endpoint, then they're going to have some serious money troubles. Look at save. Oh, the timing. Crucial barely escaping, pixels away from losing his life. Flash in towards mid, might catch players blind. Only Grux is blind actually. Crucial is going to continue facing forward now. Takes a fight against 2 players, wins out the first and the second. Thomas is also there to back it up. So fortunately they do maintain control. But Shox, M4 picked up and now dropped by Thomas. He gets his 3K. Starting to kick things up to gear. 16 kills in 19 rounds. Endpoint are leading the charge at 13-6.
Now, one thing that Endpoint need to make sure is they're closing out this map. We saw a 12-7 lead get completely blown away in map number 1 at Dust 2. Now it's 13-6. Now, if they win out this following round, it's going to give them 14, and it's going to completely destroy the economy from X-Smash as well. This is the perfect opportunity to take this map here and now.
Flashes into this connector area. AK's up for the X-Smash side. Again, damage has been sustained by Endpoint. Any good round here from the T-side forces will be able to put them on a severe back foot. Mighty Max makes his way in from the ramp position, takes out Bubble, kicks things off on the right foot for the CT side. Takes a bit of damage, but nothing of major concern for Endpoint.
That's a great crossfire being established from the B bomb site anchors. And X-Smash, not really too much to work with here. They've established a bit of map control over towards the banana area, but there's 2 players crossfiring, and that's Crucial and Robin. Very, very close to contact with the T side.
40 seconds on the clock. Crucial going to swing out from mid, going to get forced back with some slight damage to the AK. Good kill from Shox. Incendiary Safe is going to walk straight through it, get the kill. 4 on 3 now. Thomas going to wait back in. No one's going to check this corner, and Safe will go down. Grux takes up the challenge, and Thomas drops that bomb, looking for his 3K. Not quite his 4. Let's go Doppling now for the plant on the truck. Very edge of the truck, in fact. Got a player peeking in from dumpster right now. Surreal with the edge of the smoke. He doesn't see him. I think he just spotted him as it started to clear now. But Disco needing his headshot, seeing one man swinging to a Mighty Max, gets the spray, 2K, making it 3. And a big round for X-Smash to find. That's going to cripple the economy of Endpoint. That may force him to force buy or eco status.
I'll tell you what, the force buy is the right call. Certainly the right call. The economy is not great at the moment, and Mighty Max is going to be able to relay that to his teammates. They know that, yes, X-Smash won out that last round, but it was only 1 player surviving. So in the end, the economy is not great at the moment for the T side. I mean, you just look at it. Bubble on a Mac 10, Shox on a Mac 10. Couple of AKs up for both Grux and Disco Doppelin. Safe could go for an AK, but he won't have a lot of utility, and that's the call. They're going to go for another SMG. It's the UMP. Endpoint. Another opportunity in the driving seat to just destroy the economy.
If Endpoint win this round on the other side of things, though, they could potentially win the map.
Yeah, for sure.
Both economies in tatters, but Crucial finds the first pick. Shocks down and out. One weapon to be dropped. I don't think anything they want to recover. I think it was a MAC-10 on that T-side start. Disco Doppler will make his way up the connector area, hoping to catch someone here in the mid position, but it's backed off by Endpoint. They're going to hold passive angles.
No real map presence at all coming out from the X-Smash side. A couple of players in connector and two very deep in T-Sport waiting for any kind of aggression. But it looks like they're just going to set themselves up for something quick into the B bomb site. But there's 3 players here from Endpoint.
Perfect setup to deal with the 4 of the T side. Here they come. Grux out the gate. Going to look for Mighty Max. Mighty Max takes him down instead. Thomas with the UMP gets Disco Doppler. Safe and Bubble last 2 now. Just Safe alone. A UMP of his own, but a 1 versus 5 against completely unscathed CT side players. 96 HP for Robin. That's the best they could have done. 14-7. Endpoint. A brilliant, brilliant round to take.
And we really haven't seen X-Smash get going on this map at all. Endpoint have looked in complete control for at least the most part of this map. 14-7. And the Force Buy coming up for X-Smash. And I tell you what, Jay, they lose this round and I'd say it's pretty much all over. And Crucial with the AWP. He looked like he wanted to try and go for a aggressive peek up towards Party, but he opts against it and plays a little bit more passive.
No AKs on the T side. Galil's in on Safe and Bubble. Scout for Grux. 2 Deagles as well for the X-Smash side. And Endpoint looking much better here on Overpass compared to the first map. Surprising considering this is the X-Smash map pick. The Galil from Bubble will try to turn it around out here as the first pick goes the way of Crucial. Surreal will take down Bubble as Mighty Max falls on the B side defensive. Rux will move in with a scout. Better to grab one of these rifles, I feel like. Pass one back off towards Shocks or something, but the Deagles will take their position. And Robin close, seeing the shadow, knows that Shocks is there. He has all the info that he needs. Pop out again, now knows that Shocks is out of the bathrooms area. This is going to be a peek in from Crucial that will catch Grux. They still know there's a player out there. Disco Doppler with the bomb does take a kill. The Orb still standing by at the edge here. Further rotation coming in from the CT forces. They will force the Orb to reface and get the headshot on Disco Doppler. Shocks, own man left. 1 versus 3. Deagle up. Can't land his head. Map point for Endpoint.
Great hold coming out from Crucial. 4 kills with the AWP. Really stepping up. And X-Smash. What can they really pull out of this one? I can certainly see this going to a 3rd map, no doubt about it. Train will be that 3rd map. And you know what, Jay? We might be there pretty soon at this point.
It seems pretty likely, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
This buy is broken from the X-Smash side. Endpoint have found a much more confident performance by comparison to that last map. No chokes this time for the EP side. And a 5-on-4 to kick things off as Crucial gets the opening kill.
And they've seen a lot of presence as well from the CT side of exactly how many members are over towards that banana position. They've actually rotated Thomas up over from B to hold on to 3 players over A. Surreal does get a pick. And I think, where was that pick? It was actually out through short. I think it's to the connector face.
Yeah.
And the players are just dropping 1 by 1 now.
Like flies. MAC-10 for Safe, open at the entrance. Thomas gets that headshot. It's ordered to Disco Doppler. He gets 1 and no more than that. 16-7. And a turnaround from Endpoint after the disappointment that was Dust 2. And going on to Train may be their chance to secure that playoff spot. They already beat Smash on it earlier today. Let's find out whether they can do it again. Don't go anywhere. We're back after the break.